Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Before we start, quick disclaimer, anything we discuss is just for educational purpose only, nothing is financial advice. Alright guys, so rotation. The rotation continues, one of the best days for the mid caps, small caps, for maybe in months. So we discussed it yesterday a little bit. I touched upon this rotation yesterday and we were ready for this rotation, and we literally nailed amazing setups. Just insane setup today in the community. So you're gonna learn a lot. If you missed the today's move, definitely watch it. If you missed all these runners, need to how to find these hot themes, the hot stocks. What about the rotation, how to know where the money is flowing. So watch it, and then we'll discuss our usual earning plays. We kill them, MTF cloud setups, and talk about the rotation and how to pick those hard stocks and hard themes when the money is flowing them and in the rotation. So let's do a quick introduction before we start. So we trade with a system called Ripster trading system, Ripster EMA cloud system, which doesn't not only includes my indicators but also my teachings and the concepts that I have been teaching freely for almost 8-9 years on X. Now we have our community, one of the largest trading community. We have our Tenet trade group, and then we so that's where we trade the system as well. This system is a life-changing system. Thousands of traders have changed their lives trading with the Ripster EMA Cloud and all the teachings that I teach, be it a swing trading, day trading, or investing, all these concepts. So if you learn this, master these setups, you will find consistent success in the market. So anyways, so we trade this in our community as well, and every morning we make a plan. How do you make a plan? You have a system, tells you how to trade it. Setup is what you trade. To find out what we trade, we make a plan. Me and my team, we make a plan in the morning. Of course, we do a evening prior. Also, we do a preparation for the next day. So we have all these setups in the morning. I create this live game plan where we have support levels, resistance levels. We have news plays, earning plays, and anything which I think is top focus, I make it red. And we use our system, and we have an initial plan. You can see my initial plan, and we follow that plan. But we change our bias with the system. We do not have gut feelings. We do not think. We do not have a bias. We trade the system either bullish or bearish, or we stay out of it. Depends upon the price action. So we will discuss all those trades as well. In addition to that, in the community we also trade futures. We share these future levels in the Ripster clouds with the members who can trade the futures with our system. Not every day is great to trade SPY QQQQ, as I have discussed many times. Watch a playlist on that and YouTube playlist, and you will learn about it. We also share the levels for the indices, for the Mag 7s when they are running. Of course, you didn't need them today. Of course, Apple and Amazon, there were definitely a few shorts there which worked pretty well, but we do provide these levels to the community members as well in the morning. So we also have something called day 2 day 3 strategy. This is one of my top strategy that I did a free webinar on. We plan for these day 2 day 3 setups who can move on the day 2 day 3s, and if they trigger based upon our plan, complete plan is given to the members. Of course, everybody who's listening to me or who's hearing to my guidance, they already know what to do, anything that shows up. So we have a full plan to trade, and we are ready with our setups. I'm usually live in the community first few hours of the morning. I'm on live screen. I'm guiding the traders through the setups, what we're going to trade. I will show you my timestamp guidance. Of course, I can't show you what I speak, but thousands of traders on our trading floor, trading all day, sharing with each other selflessly amazing ideas to have good winners and small losers, to grow our portfolios, to grow our account. We have a lot of free tools in the community. We have 3-4 stock scanners, we have option flow scanners, we have breaking news alert, news squawk, we have hold unhold alert, we have order flow, a lot of tools which are worth $400 or $500, which are free for the traders in the community. We are educational based live trading community, not an alert service. So anyways, that was a quick introduction. You can follow our X accounts or YouTube, Tenet charts, Tenet research, Tenet trade group, Ripster, or you can also go to our accounts on other social medias to continually learn about the system and how you can find success in the market. All right, let's start. So yesterday we touched a little bit upon this rotation, right? We talked about how IWM was strong. So what is IWM? IWM is an index which the stocks are below a certain market cap, which are not mega billion companies which are making a lot of money, lot of cash balance, lot of cash flow, dividends. Those are companies which you find in Dow Jones, or the companies which are mega cap, successful cash flow, you will find an S&P. But IWM usually consists of those companies which are trying to grow. They're starting from few hundred millions, trying to grow to that billion, even few $1 billion companies there as well. But those companies, maybe they are not really that profitable, maybe they are in a growth phase, they need a lot of money to grow, maybe they are more hype, sentiment, hot theme, what can happen in future. So that's what those companies are. So yesterday we noticed that what IWM was doing, if you want to see that, and IWM made a big candle. So we discussed it yesterday in the rotation. So of course, not only that, all the hot stocks, right? All these thematic plays, I keep talking about them, nuclear energy, quantum, our batteries, air taxis, robotics, drones, space, all those sectors which most of those companies don't really make any revenue or don't have any profit. They need a lot of money to grow, and those earnings also, you call it, when it is a hyper growth phase, when they are trading multiple of their earnings, which a value investor will say overvalued. That doesn't really matter. When the sentiment is there, those companies will run. And we saw that all of these companies like OKLO, IONQ, a lot of these companies, QUBT, they were kind of dumping recently. But since the start of December, you have seen the money flow. So how do you see that? You see that when you browse, so of course you have these watch lists. When you browse through these companies, you see them, they are trying to make a breakout pattern. They have a big green candle. Yesterday was a big green candle, and a lot of these names, they are trying to reverse. You can also use Ripster Cloud 1 hour if you want to use it. Ripster Cloud 1 hour will also tell you that the trend is changing on a lot of these names. You see that Rocket Lab was bouncing from there, one of our swing ideas, they're curling from the cloud. So the trend is changing. And when you have this full watch list and you're not just browsing through one, you see that each one of them is making a big look at Jobby is these are day fours, but each one of those, anything which is green in the market is a small mid cap. We create all these sectors in the community. So we create all these sectors: Cathy Wood, solar, space and rocket, drones, robotics, battery, neo clouds, the AI infrastructure, the lithium. So we have all these lists. So I'm browsing through these lists every day and all day, trying to figure out where the money is flowing and where the trend is flowing, right? So this is how you need to watch. And not at the same time, you will see that the Mag 7s, what was Netflix doing, right? Red Day. What was Microsoft doing? Week. Amazon red, Apple red, Google red, Tesla pushed at the end of the day. One was the strongest one out of them, but you see that there's no flow in them, and every time there's going to be rotation, some sector is going to be strong. We see it last week. All the shopping stocks were strong, the retail was strong, and then Dow Jones was running a few days ago. Those stocks were strong, and today the mid cap, small cap were strong. All these retail stocks, like Drone, ONDS, Bull, Open, right? So when you have a bigger picture analysis on these names, you can see that these so-called hot themes are becoming hot again. And when you analyze their charts, when there's a correction, when you analyze those charts, like for example, HIMS, I posted as a swing idea as well, you see with the support, it's bouncing and it's trying to make a cup and handle and trying to break out of it. You see the charts, you can see the reversal happening and the rotation happening. Now that has been a second day of rotation. Today was insane, and I will show you every trade we had today, why it was a huge day for the community. We were on top of everything because we planned for it. Let's start with IWM. So IWM day 2, you see that rate cut. Many reasons, maybe when the rates are low, the mid caps and small caps, they push because they need money to grow. Their rate of interest is low, so they got a cheap borrow and they can grow. So anyways, so IWM, the day yesterday was big, you missed it, that's fine, but you watch it for day 2. So I told the traders, bearish right now, wait to see if we curl or we stay bearish, right? So IWM was on our watch list in the morning, right at the open, and you see that IWM, let's see if I can go in a different chart here. So let's see here. So okay, so look at here, IWM, right? So we have our IWM here. So you can see that it dipped but then became bullish right here at 1020, and then it continued to run. So IWM was a long. You could buy the calls, it ran from 249 to 252, or you could trade TNA, which is a leverage ETF of IWM. You could buy TNA at 47.40, sell at 49, make a couple grand there, risking $700-800. Same for IWM. You buy $1,000 options. Ripster Cloud's call here. You get in, breaks out of the yesterday highs. This is something I covered in the day 2, day 3 webinar, and you go and take it all the way up. At the same time, it was not the day to trade SPY. You see what this is, the candles you do not trade. This is the candle. I keep telling the traders, but traders still are so addicted to trade SPY QQQQ. They do not understand that there's really no money flowing in there. There's really nothing A plus happening there. So I try to even tell my followers, if you see in the morning only, I was talking about the rotation, SPY QQQ, IWM rotation second day, all the sectors were strong, like quantum. Then I tweeted again, all the hot names we were trading, OKLO, IONQ, HIMS, ASTS, I'm going to show you. Quantums, nuclear, space, neo-cloud, drones, air taxis, batteries, everything was hot, right? So those were the setups, and you pick your few. Literally any mid cap, any hot stock you picked, you made money. I mean, literally. And we didn't short it. Literally anything you picked, you made money. And I will show you how we did it. You don't have to trade SPY, QQQ, all the time. Focus on where the money is flowing. And it's not hard to understand. Review your daily charts, review your weekly chart, do your everyday analysis. What sector is strong? I have extensively taught you about that. There's a webinar called Market Analysis webinar in the community. You can watch it, or you can just go back to my previous YouTube recaps where I cover them in detail. All right, so let's go through the recaps. We will cover some earning plays, and then I will show you all the hot themes that we traded. We were literally on like 5 today. Just my guidance 10 trades were all of them amazing runners. Very proud of today. So make sure you don't miss it. Let's start with the first play. All right, we're going to start with our earning play. Of course, the good news was that the earning play was also a small cap, mid cap. So it really did good. So I'm going to go really fast today because there's a lot to cover. So earning play and the pre-market plan, path, beats on revenues, long over 1640, grab and crap under 1590. I love this stock. I know the fundamentals. I know it was a good earnings, and our system told us go long. That's why I told all the traders right at the open to long path versus 16. The first breakout is 1720. Keep moving the stops up, and then there was a daily breakout. So I keep talking about the daily breakout in my tweets in the morning as well. So what was the daily breakout? So the daily breakout was this. It was breaking a key level, a previous highs on daily chart, which had rejected few times, and then it was going for the next breakout. So maybe we get it tomorrow if the rotation holds. So that was why I was very confident that it's going to go to 18 and maybe higher. It never broke Ripster Clouds. It just had a flag, and ran all day. All you had to do was long it. Let's say you buy 1,000 shares, you're risking $400. You just hold it, take a half at 17, sell the rest of the half end of the day, or hold it. Even if you did that, it ran almost to $2, you could easily make a couple of grand there with that. Of course, you can always trade options, which are not really liquid, and you need to know if you're trading an option trader, are the options liquid or not. So for example, you could have traded 16 calls, which went from $1 to $2.50. So that means if you're trading with $1,000, you held it all the way, you made $1,500 more on that trade. So that was a very profitable trade. No hindsight, no BS, step by step. I even tweeted about it that the daily is beautiful before the move. Amazing trade all day, huge winner for the traders. All right, so next play we're going to talk about is Snow. Snow was another earning play. So of course the small caps were running, but Snow did not disappoint. Let's take a look at a pre-market plan on Snow. Curl lift 239 to 440 holds, no long under it. So that was the plan that I gave in the pre-market. So what happened? 239 240 did not hold. It flushed right away. So Snow Snow was short, and I gave the stops of 242 at the open. You short it right away, put the stops at 242, ride it all the way down to 234. It was a little choppy, but never really pushed over the clouds until this candle. So it was definitely not a great trend, but definitely was a, all day short setup on snow. You have to short the pops, short this pop, take it down back to 234. It was definitely a good trade there in the community. Great guidance by RGV as well. Step by step, he was showing you this bear flag. If you can see that, he was showing this bear flag kind of forming, and he was shorting the pop. And next thing you want to see that on snow. Let's take a look here. You can see that how this step by step broke, and it flushed into the target. His entry was around 240.69, pretty good entry, and he covered around that 234 area. So pretty good risk reward. Even if you had like few hundred shares, you made like nice returns on that trade. So definitely a good trade. Let's go to the next one. All right, so let's look at the next one. So next one was GEV. Okay, so GEV, let's take a look at GEV. GEV was another one which was a guidance by RGV. Let's take a look here. RGV is an amazing trader. Very proud of him. Always coming in and helping everyone. So GEV, that was the plan. Let's go to the plan here. So GEV, had an upgrade or something. It came right at the end, but we put the plan in there that daily basing sideways, bullish bias, long over 610. As soon as it broke over 610, RGV told the traders to long it, and he looked for the target on it on the daily charts. So you can see that RGV had an entry close to 610 there on GEV, and it ran all the way to 640. Even if you had 100 shares and you held on to them, you're risking $400 or $500, and by the time it's hitting 639, you're already making $20 to $25 on 100 shares, a couple of grand. So beautiful trade. It's not that if you don't have a huge account you can't trade it. Take 50 shares, right? If you have smaller account, if you have bigger account, take 100 shares or 500 shares, who cares? But the thing is, you can trade with the setups, risk reward. If I'm risking $100 and I'm making $1,000, that's a pretty good risk reward. Let's say you had 25 shares, right? So you're risking $4. So you're risking $4, and you're risking $4, but you're getting $20. So you're getting 4 more. So you're making $400 profit on that $100 risk. So that's kind of risk reward you need to trade. But amazing trade, GEV. Let's go to the next one here. So next one we're going to look at is the Dollar General. Dollar General was another earning play for us. Let's take a look. Dollar General was another guidance by RGV there. Also, even I told the traders to take that 512 calls. Let's look at the pre-market planning. So Dollar General was earning play, always runs, always gives some kind of move on the earnings. We have shorted it in the past. Dollar General 114 support, 116 resistance, 52-week high, bullish bias to long versus 115. Bullish bias to long versus 115. Look what it held, 115. Boom, that's where you long it. And that's where you long it. If you miss that, you long 10 a.m. 512 calls. Trader tells me, hey, I cannot get in right at the open. Well, you wait for the 10 a.m. setups. You can get in right here when it's flagging. You're going to risk right here the 512 clouds or low of the previous candle, and you can just trail that stops and take it all the way up. And from that 512 curls, even from the 119, we ran all the way to 124. From 116, we ran all the way to 123. All day, guys, and then step by step, a beautiful trade. Like I said, in the pre-market, if 115 holds, you long it. Let's go to the next one. All right, so let's now look at CRM. CRM initially was bearish. The trade came in the middle of the day. Let's say, so I told the traders still bearish, MTF support below. So it bouncing from the Ripster MTF cloud, you see this, reclaimed this MTF cloud. It made this nice little cup and handle right here. It made that beautiful chart pattern, if I can move this, and it made that, and then it was a curl. So I told the traders that close your shorts. Initially you were short, but you close your short curl versus 240.50. So the curl was versus 240.50. This is your stops, and you take the curls making cup and handle, you hold it. I told the traders 244 key level, we move the stops up, broke out of that, we hit 246s, move the stops 243, next target I gave was 247, we hit the 247, and then we ended up hitting close to 249, and we stopped out once we saw this candle, so we exited it. So you see that you don't really need to trade here, you wait for the setups. When you see the setup, then you trade it. You know, you can set up your alerts. I'm always watching the screen and telling my traders, and thousands of eyes on our trading floor telling us when is there a call, when is there a bullish setup, short setup, so that we can pounce on it. You see that right at 10:20 is when I told the traders it's the time to close the shorts and long the calls. Beautiful trade, CRM. All right, let's talk about other setups we had today. Like I told you, the money is rotating, right? So we are having rotation. So I'm just not going to go to I'm just going to show you here. So money was rotating in the pre-market plan. The plan we had, let's see if I can show you the plan in the pre-market. The pre-market plan we had was where our levels. Let's take a look at our levels on that Apple. So our level was if 283, 283.60, 230.29 breaks, we're going to short it, and that's exactly we did. You see that as soon as I saw the break, I told their traders it's an MTF short. You can short here, your stops here, buy the puts, take it from 283 all the way to 279. You know, nice 100% trade on your puts, or you know, you short the shares, trade leverage ETF as well. But it was a beautiful short because nobody was interested in Apple today. It was all about the rotation. Everybody was more interested in the smaller names. So Apple, not only Apple, even Amazon was short all day. So I told the traders both of them are short today, all of the bearish. Amazon, even if you miss this short, you could short this 50-55 MTF cloud, and when you short it, and then you see the fade. Beautiful day, all down, all the way down, right? So you see that how beautiful the setup was, and these were short setups. This was from Amazon MTF cloud to the next MTF cloud all the way, and then finally it curled, you exit the shorts. So that was, you know, we're longing the hot themes, but we're shorting the main market. That tells you there's a rotation happening. That's what you need to learn. All right, so some of the smaller names which I've been watching as well, you know, I also we did that. Let me see if I show you. We did that on HIMS. We posted that swing idea as well, because on HIMS as well. Let's take a look if I can find that. Yeah, so the next one we're going to take a look at is OKLO. So OKLO was another amazing trade because it was a hot sector. What sector is OKLO? OKLO is a nuclear sector. Do you have your nuclear list? All right, so we have our full nuclear list that we you know, we trade. So this is our nuclear list. You see that all the nuclear names, nuclear powered, OKLO, Nano, you know, NNE, ASPI, LTBR, uranium, DNN, everything nuclear was up. But who's the leader? OKLO. So you stick with the OKLO, and that's why I track OKLO every day for my community members. I make sure that it's on my watch list. That's why I put OKLO in our day 2 sheet. Long trade versus 100, long over 97 or 512 calls. That was the plan. So plan was given to the traders in the pre-market, and we were ready for OKLO. And of course, we were busy with some other trades. But then OKLO, when the trade came right at this nice little cup and handle, kind of came right at 10:10. So as soon as OKLO broke 100, I told the traders it's a long versus 100. You know, even when it was curling here, I told the traders it's going to push towards 100 magnet. I even told them yesterday, because anything between 90 and 100 is always a magnet. So a lot of traders were swing trading in, and we got a nice push. So OKLO pushed right towards the 100, and then we got a 100 breakout. The target I gave was 107. This was the MTF magnet setup from this MTF to the next MTF, and we hit the next MTF. We rejected a little bit. You could get back in on this wick, hold it, take it all the way up. We were doing pretty good till 112.51, but then we got a bottom wick down on some news, and we stopped out. But then I told the traders that it's going to swing a little more. Some of the traders were swinging some profits, but too bad, they did a huge offering. Of course, it has no revenue, right? This company has no revenue, and I just explained to you what rotation is about. So the company takes advantage of the rotation for good for them. They need the money. So anyways, but it was a huge trade today. Either you could trade OKLO, or you could trade the OKLO shares, OKLO options, whatever you were doing. Just the options went from 50 cents, or even if you were little late at $100, $1 to $5, 400% gain there. So, and even if you had the shares, you held all the way, 1,000 shares is a $10,000 profit. That's why the most of the traders have one of the biggest days in the community today, right? So another one of like this was IONQ. Don't want to spend too much time on it, but again, IONQ was also our hot theme. This is a quantum theme. Again, we have a quantum theme. We got our quantum theme here. I can show you. So this is our quantum theme. You see all the quantum themes is hot. Good names. Some of these names I gave early as an idea for the traders last year, and they went multi-bagger on their swing trades. But the point is, we need to stay on top of these hot sectors, hot themes. And you can see that IONQ, I gave a long versus 50, and we pushed from the one MTF to the second MTF. This is the MTF magnet. I gave them MTF targets. We hit all the MTF targets of IONQ, and then of course we stopped out when it flushed here. But even if you missed the morning move, this was your 10 a.m. flag to long. So this one is ASTS. Other one is Rocket Lab. Now again, there's a catalyst on both of these. Look at here, Rocket Lab, ASTS, both had news in the pre-market plan, and also the theme was hot. The theme was hot, and the stocks also had news, right? So OpenAI, OpenAI want to get us rocket company. So these are top names on Rocket Lab and ASTS. There might some other companies as well. So the plan on both was to long over the pre-market highs. ASTS had an MTF confluence that I covered in the webinar recently. So both were a bullish bias, were planned to trade. So initially there was no move. Remember, the move came at 10 after 10 a.m. This is where the curls came. This is where you long. You see how they started buying these names after 10 a.m. Same thing for ASTS. I told everyone to buy it over the pre-market high. As soon as push it over pre-market high, you buy it. You put your stops under, you take it all the way up. There's so many trade setups here. You see 50-55 MTF bounce on ASTS. That was a beauty. And Rocket Lab, as soon as it curled over this Ripster clouds, you take it over 2021 MTF cloud and trade it all the way long. These trades were on my screen all day. You could literally buy the dips and take it all the way up. You see this wicks bouncing from the clouds. That tells you there is no short, and we do not short it. And even our Rocket Lab was an MTF magnet from MTF to the MTF. So that was a beautiful setups, beautiful trades. Let's look at the other hot sector that we were trading as well. That was there were many other sectors. You could literally, guys, go look at air taxis. You could look at ACHR. You could look at Joby, right? You could look at drones. ONDS, was a little choppy though. Even some retail stocks were finding love, like Bull, Open, right? So you could literally. And also, do not forget batteries. We have batteries. We have EOSC, a big battery name that was going, and so all those names are going. So next we're gonna discuss is let's see here. The next theme, the last play we're gonna discuss is our neoclouds. Now, what are neoclouds? Neoclouds are the AI data center infrastructure stocks, which used to be Bitcoin miners, and now they've turned into the AI infrastructure. So they were strong, pretty strong as well. Not only that, the energy providers for AI like BE was strong. One of my favorite names, Bloom Energy, ran from the MTF clouds all the way up. So those were the hot themes as well. So let's look at neoclouds. There are the top ones you already know, NBIS. Then we have CRWV, which ran all day, and then we have IREN. And again, we do not talk. We actually trade these stocks. All are live traded in the community. You see the room was on IREN in the morning. Dan was on the long. CDK was on the long on there. Josh was long on there. Then we had NBIS, which was long all day. I gave the long. You see the Ankush took NBIS and over 100. This was 100 psychological long. You see this MTF breakout, MTF. I said 100 breakout long. I gave the targets of 103 and 104, and we made that. And all these were on our day 2 plan, right? We are not just trading blindly. Everything we plan for, and when we know that, you see CRWV is there, the long over 80, NBIS is there. When we know that we gonna get these moves because the sector is hot, we pounce on them. You just need to learn the Ripster clouds and get in them. Learn to size smaller, guys. Learn to at least be part of the move, even if it's 40, 20, 30 shares. I don't care. Even if it's one contract. If you're a small account size, then you find the stocks which is look good for you, like Path today, right? So anyways, guys, hopefully you learned a lot, and next time you see the rotation, make sure you use this.